Apprentice no more. He's the starting quarterback of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, have won 5 of the last 6 games since Zach Caleros came back from a concussion. He used to be the understudy of this man, the master. Ricky Ray, star quarterback of the Toronto Argonauts, have won back-to-back games. These East Division teams started to come on after a very slow start heading into Thanksgiving weekend here in the CFL on TSN and Wendy's Friday Night Football. Glad you could start our Thanksgiving weekend with us. Welcome, by the way, yes, Wendy's Friday Night Football. It's a nice product here. The pulled pork poutine and sandwiches available in stores now, and these guys are just dying to dive into those. You can be sure. Jock Climbey, Matt Dunnigan, and Chris Schultz for Game 1 of Week 16. It is that great Eastern rivalry, the Argos and the Ticats, for first place right now in the division that is suddenly becoming a lot more competitive. They have met once before, Jock. That was a 1-point victory by Hamilton. Ticats could have won by a lot more than that. This game means so much more now.
Sure does, Rod. You know, a couple of weeks ago in 3 downs, you asked us who you thought would finish first in the East, and everybody took either Toronto or Hamilton. Bob Wettenhall, owner of the Montreal Alouettes, texted me. He was pretty upset not to be included in that mix, but I think we all really felt that we are seeing one or two teams that are going to finish first in the East. And who's it going to be? I think this game's going to decide it. I honestly do, because it's so close to call right now. I think whoever wins this game is going to have so much confidence, because both these teams are completely different from the teams that they were in the first half after they came back from injury. They're just different teams.
Yeah, Jock, if Hamilton finds a way to win on the road at Rogers facility tonight, they take a big stranglehold of what's going to happen in the East. And I think that this football team, it's all been about their defense ever since they got back into Tim Hortons football field. In fact, Rod, you talk about that game, the 13-12 victory. They dominated Toronto offensively, had 364 yards offensively themselves, held Toronto to 142 yards Schultz. Defense got all after Ricky Ray. They got to do that again tonight to win on the road.
Guys, if I was a big-time Hollywood producer and the name of my movie was Hamilton at Toronto and it was playing tonight, you know what I would name this movie? Ascending Destiny. Both of these teams are getting better and better, and more than anything else, Rod, they can control their own destiny.
You know what I want to call this?
What?
Descending Destiny. Because this never really had a chance. Looking forward to this. Hey, sit back, grab a bite to eat. We got something good here. Wendy's Friday Night Football, and we are getting set for the Argos. Yeah, they've already started. I got to talk a little bit more with the team about to come out, the hometown Argos. 2 points behind the rival Ticats, needing a big win tonight. Wendy's Friday Night Football kickoff coming up.
Thank you so much, Rod. Hello, Canada. Happy Thanksgiving. The weekend is upon us. Underneath the CN Tower, inside Rogers Center. Two teams that have reason to give thanks lately. They've been getting it done.
Well, and it makes this a great playoff kind of game. And in a big game, you look for big players to perform. For the Toronto Argonauts, we know Ricky Ray's the trigger man, but that offense runs through number 2, Chad Owens. He will certainly be a key. In Hamilton, the defense has been outstanding since Labor Day. The boys up front are getting a push. The fellas on the back end are benefiting. Delvin Breaux and that bunch look to keep Owens and his team off the board.
Second meeting of the season between these two. They last met on Labor Day. Hamilton won their inaugural game at Tim Hortons Field. Kent Austin's team has won 4 straight. Scott Milanovich's team also paddling in the right direction right now. They've won back-to-back games, including a key one last week against the Edmonton Eskimos right here. So here we go. Second meeting, the rematch of the Labor Day Classic. They'll meet again in a couple weeks. Robert Gill is back. Justin Medlock will get this started here tonight. The Golden Horseshoe Bowl. The Argos, the Cats, we have kickoff at Rogers Center tonight. And here is the speedster. Dropping the football is Robert Gill. Now follows a block outside and is pushed out of bounds. And a late flag flies.
We had Robert Gill with a fumble last
After
week.
the play, major foul, unnecessary roughness, Toronto, number 36. Half distance to goal, first down.
Al Bradbury is our referee tonight. So a long field for the Toronto Argonauts.
I'll put into a little bit of a hole with Gill struggling to handle that football, and then the penalty, a late block after the whistle. Going to back them up inside their own 15 here.
Argos have John Childs back tonight. Levon Brazil gets scratched. Let's see how much we see of number 85. Ricky Ray looks to throw right away. Here comes the rush. Football, quick hitter to the CFL's leading receiver, Chad Owens. By the way, the last time these two teams met, Chad Owens did not play.
No, and he'll certainly be a factor, as will Curtis Steele. He and Steve Slayton have combined to really boost the run game the last couple of weeks, keep some pressure off of Ricky Ray. You see his numbers over the last 3, 8 touchdowns versus 2 interceptions. And up front, the guys in the interior of that O-line will be key. That's led by left guard Tyler Holmes, the former first-round pick.
First down, Argos. Got out to a 14-0 lead last week. Ricky Ray is tripped up and brought down by Ted Laurent with a shoestring tackle to get Ricky Ray.
Well, the key here is the guys on the interior of this defensive line. You've got Ted Laurent, Brian Hall, and the defensive coaches and their teammates can't say enough about these guys. Watch how they collapse that pocket. Ricky Ray wants to step up to throw the ball. There's nowhere to step up with those big bodies in his face.
Ted Laurent's 7th sack of the season. There's John Childs on the top of your screen. Ray, though, looks to his left and going nowhere. Completed pass, but Spencer Watt was stopped in his tracks, and so the Argos on their first series get a first down, but then a sack, and now we'll have to kick this football away.
Well, 2nd and long, the defense basically can just sit back at those first down markers, let the guys up front get a great rush to force the ball out quickly, and then you're just coming up to make tackles.
We've got some electrifying returners in this game tonight, including Brandon Banks. He's back. Swayze Waters, an outstanding season kicking the football. Banks at his 45, swallowed up right there. Arnaud Gascon-Nadon is trying to help out with blocking, but Banks was brought down right there. And so Zach Collaros will bring his offense out on the field. A year ago, Zach was the quarterback here in Toronto.
Illegal block, Hamilton, number 45. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That penalty was against Gascon-Nadon. Our starters to watch tonight are brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, where custom advice comes standard.
Zach Collaros not thrilled with his performance against BC last week, but nonetheless a career high in terms of passing yardage. Brian Simmons, one of the anchors on that O-line, along with veteran Tim O'Neill. They are the guards. Moses Madu is in at running back. 26 touches last time these teams met for him.
Andy Fantuz. And you can hear the Fantuz is raining out as a lot of Hamilton fans have made the half-hour drive down the QEW to Toronto.
And with the likes of Andy Fantuz in that receiving core, it'll be up to guys like the former Blue Bomber Alex Suber and second-year free safety Jermaine Gabriel to try and prevent the big plays. Of course, middle linebacker Shea Emery, the anchor in the middle of this defense, leads the way with 54 tackles.
Hamilton passing game that is tied for first with Toronto's. A wobbler from Collaros to the Hamilton bench, and again a penalty flag just as he threw that football. And it will go against the Tiger Cats. Looks like a hold here.
And the Argos did a nice job there to force Collaros out of his rhythm.
Holding, Hamilton, number 68. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Keep an eye on the center here, Mike Filer. He's the man who gets flagged on the play. Toronto's just coming with a 4-man rush as he loses Delano Johnson, forced to grab on. Then it's one of those situations where the quarterback starts to scramble. The D lineman can see where he's going. Offensive lineman doesn't know what his angles are for protection, gets put in kind of a tough spot.
First and 20 for Collaros. 6 receivers set. Here's the rush. Vincent Agnew can't get to Collaros, who drops it off to Moses Madu, who bashes away. 26 meets 26 in Brandon Smith. And Moses Madu very close to a first down.
You're going to watch for the right side of your screen. Excuse me, left side of your screen. You'll see the pressure come from Vincent Agnew, the linebacker. Unblocked man, but Collaros, great agility, great mobility, uses that to extend the play and give them a shot.
Collaros now barking out the signals. Second and short yardage.
Aggressive decision here.
They decide to send out quads right, goes left. Samuel Giguere on a seam and a first down up near the Toronto 45.
Well, very aggressive decision with a solid 2, if not 3 yards to go here around midfield. They're going to bring Giguere just on a hitch screen, get the guys out in front of him to block. Pretty nice execution here. Moses Madou's got the key block to occupy the outside man. You see a good kick out from Timmy O'Neill, the guard. Just enough to move the sticks.
Tight formation this time. 1st and 10 again, Cats. Collaros going deep now, and he's got Moses Madou inside the 10-yard line down to the 5. Great play call from the Tiger Cats.
Well, no surprise as you see Madou motioning out to the right side. They've got Zuber initially on him, doesn't slow him up quite enough to pass him on to the next man. Nicely timed on the throw from Collaros. Madou, 28 catches last 5 games.
To finish it off, he cannot. On 1st and goal, so it will set up 2nd and goal. Zach Collaros is perfect out of the gate so far, 4 for 4 for 78 yards. Madou has 2 catches for 58 yards on this very impressive drive by the Tiger Cats.
And obviously a lot of concern for Hamilton with C.J. Gable out of the lineup, the East Division Rookie of the Year last season. But Moses Madou has filled in admirably. They haven't lost a thing with him in the backfield.
Will they find the end zone? Quick hitter, touchdown, Andy Fantuz, who boots it into the stands. What a start for the Ticats. Fantuz booted the football, a souvenir, into the Tiger Cat fans in the corner of that end zone.
Now when you get pressure, it's up to a whole lot of people to recognize what's going on. The guys at the line, including the running back, have to recognize it and block it up. The quarterback's got to see it to get rid of the ball quickly, and the receiver's got to get his head around. Fortunately, the quarterback and receivers got their part that time because they didn't get much blocking in the middle of the formation there.
Only the 2nd time this season the Tiger Cats march in their opening drive for a touchdown. Engineered by Zach Collaros. His 8th touchdown pass, a 7-play, 73-yard drive. Collaros perfect on the drive, 5 for 5. Fantuz has his 3rd touchdown of the year. There was a penalty on the convert.
Left to right first, so that's why I went on ahead and stayed on the line.
Al Bradbury sorting it out here. They're going to work it, the penalty off the kick. Looks like it might be declined.
Contacting the kicker. Toronto, the penalties decline, score 1.
And the score is 7-0. Hamilton. Andy Fantuz from Zach Collaros. Last time he was in Rogers Center, he wore an Argo uniform. Friday Night Football is brought to you by Wendy's new barbecue pulled pork poutine, available for a limited time. Wendy's. Now that's better. Lightning quick start. Andy Fantuz scores. Zach Collaros perfect out of the gate. You talked about it during the commercial break and during that play, that very gutsy 2nd down call.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, to go for it in that situation, given the field position, you've got a shot at points there with Justin Medlock, or to try and pin him deep, but it sends the message. Ken Austin and the Tiger Cats playing for keeps or playing to win here in this playoff type game.
Off the tee, left-footed Medlock. Robert Gill trying to find a seam, the helmet down. And again, a penalty flag. Thrown from the side, Judge. near the 40-yard line. Tiger Cats near the bottom of the heap in the CFL in penalties taken and penalty yardage against.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Toronto, number 36, 15-yard penalty, first down.
But this one against the Argonauts, and again, back-to-back kicks. They have penalties, and it gives them a longer field to work with.
And I believe it's been Nick Rosamonda flagged both times on special teams, putting his team in a hole.
Ricky Ray. His 186th career start. Cats loaded up. Curtis Steele right side trying to find the edge. We'll have about half the first down yardage. Argos employ the platoon running back system with Steele and Steve Slayton.
Well, and for Hamilton, the key to their defensive resurgence, I think, has been that front four. Ted Laurent, Brian Hall on the inside. Justin Hickman, Eric Norwood coming off the edges. And, of course, the main man on their defense, one of the best in the business, Simone Lawrence, 6th in the Canadian Football League right now with 59 tackles from his will or weak side linebacker position.
Defense that has been very stingy. Key to victories. Ray throws over the top. Welcome back, John Childs. Was a game-time decision. Had been practicing all week. Has only played a little bit with injury this season. That's only his 6th catch of the year. His first after a long road back.
John Childs is just going to push upfield towards the inside. Argos expecting the shorter throw. Looking to get Childs involved early after his lengthy layoff.
Play action. Back to Steele. Curtis Steele dives forward. And a penalty flag again. This was after the play. Tempers are short already in this one. Bitter rivals.
A couple unnecessary roughness and now a dead ball foul.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Toronto, number 54. After the play, back 15 yards, becomes second down.
Right tackle, Chris Van Zyl.
I know Van Zyl collided with Simone Lawrence at the end of the play. Not sure it necessarily. He's going to come from the right tackle. He's in the middle of your screen. A little extra shove at the end, but a little touchy.
Makes it second down at 18. Four-man rush. Ray. Catch made by Chad Owens, and Rico Murray pushes him out of bounds. Did not even get back to the original line of scrimmage, and again, it's boot time for Toronto. Very slow start compared to a week ago for the Argonauts, who burst out to a 2-touchdown advantage against the visiting Eskimos. Little different story here midway through the first quarter.
Well, the Hamilton Tiger Cats seem to have become a different team since Labor Day. That game against the Toronto Argonauts, since then, defense, which had been a work in progress, has started clicking.
Brandon Banks at his 30. Got a couple blocks here. Rush near the 42-yard line. 7-0 Cats. First quarter here, Wendy's Friday Night Football. Zach and the Zach attack when we come back. Zach Collaros, 5-1 as a starter since coming back from injury. To the sideline we go. Here's Matthew Chenet.
Rod, when we spoke to Zach Collaros yesterday, he admitted, listen, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the fastest, but I am the most passionate. Maybe sometimes that comes off as a bit of anger, because last week, despite throwing 300 yards or over 300 yards in the Ticats' 5th win in their last 6 games, Collaros simply was very, very tough with the media and said he had missed a lot of opportunities. When we asked Austin about it, he said, listen, Zach's got to understand he's not going to win every single play. But when we put that to Collaros, he said, listen, I have to be competitive because that shows leadership. Guys?
Well, there's an example right there. And Collaros talked to us yesterday about you know, the fact that he's trying not to overextend plays at time. But keep in mind, this is the way that Zach Collaros has played since he's been a baby.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a guy who played a little bit of defensive back in high school, played some receiver, did whatever he needed to do, and he's one of those guys that anybody who's played the game will understand when I say Zach Collaros is just a football player. And that's the kind of attitude he brings. Whatever it takes to get it done, whatever you need him to do, wherever you need him to play, he just does it.
2nd down and 6. Here comes the rush. Collaros is hit. Moses Madu is going to be stopped for a loss here. Kristen Opalugo, who is celebrating his birthday today with his 6th stop for a loss on the season. And Opalugo has been a revelation for the Argos this season.
Yeah, he certainly has. Tremendous pass rusher, 9 sacks on the season. A chance to become the first Argo since Eric England in 2003 to hit double figures in that department.
Chad Owens trying to burst outside here. Chad Owens is tripped up near the 36-yard line. Good coverage from the Cats downfield. 47-yard kick by Justin Medlock. 9-yard return from CO2. CFL leading receiver in catches and yardage. And maybe even highlight reels. CFL on TSN is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Inside the huddle with Ricky Ray.
Here we go. Hold right tight. 45 stone wide dodge. You're going to be flat on one. Ready?
You got that point for it?
I got my guy.
That might be the play that they say. Throw it to Chad Owens. And he does.
You got room.
For the layman out there, and you've been in those huddles, it seems a little convoluted, but there is a system to it. You can see by the wrist guard that all the quarterbacks wear with all the play calling that goes on. And the danger, of course, is when you have a coach who's coached against a team but has been with the team before, like Orlando Steinauer. I'd imagine you have to change some plays.
Well, yeah, I mean, that more of an issue prior to the headset days when teams relied on signals a lot more to call plays. That certainly there's a risk of having players and coaches on other teams recognize those.
There's Steve Slayton trying to churn. Could set up our first 3rd down play in this game as Scott Milanovic takes a look to the yard marker on the far sideline. Steve Slayton, part of the 2-back system employed by the Argonauts, along with Curtis Steele.
Well, that combination of Slayton and Steele has served the Argos well over the last couple of games. Those guys have combined for pretty good numbers running the football. 2 of them together have averaged 9.4 yards a carry over the last 2 games.
Sounds a bit like a construction company, Slayton and Steele together. They're having fun with it. They call themselves the SNS Super Sport. Talking with Curtis Steele yesterday, and see a lot of him. We see a lot of Steve Slayton. They're different running backs. They present different dilemmas for opposing defenses.
And there you see those numbers from the last 2 games, and those guys continuing to produce on the ground. For a team with whom the run game isn't front and center, but if they continue to produce, that can help pick up some of the slack. A, for a missing Andre Dury in that quick passing game, but also to help in terms of protection of Ricky Ray.
It is 3rd down and 1. Mitchell Gale, the 3rd-string quarterback, comes in and goes forward. And the Argonauts, who have been successful 88% of the time on 3rd down this season, just like the Tiger Cats, only twice they have failed on 3rd down plays, are successful. They'll move the sticks here.
A big push from the offensive line here as Mitchell Gale's going to get in behind the outstanding young guard Tyler Holmes. Ottawa native, son of former CFL star Richard Holmes.
Scott Milanovic has put a lot of importance in this game. Said it's must-win time if they have any intention of claiming the Eastern Division and getting a bye to the Eastern Final, and then 1 win away from the Cup. And oh, what a hit! But a nice catch by Jason Jason Barnes into Hamilton territory. Perfect throw from Ricky Ray.
Well, we've seen a couple of times now, early in the game to John Childs, and now later to Jason Barnes. The Argos attacking that mid-range, middle of the field, not the deep over-the-top routes. The kind of second level, getting in front of the safety with the in routes.
Big hit there from free safety Craig Butler. Ray now, time now, deep now, looking for Owens, and Rico Murray, blanket coverage. Downfield as Ricky Ray tried to take a shot here. The end zone.
Well, you're going to see two routes. Barnes first, and then you'll see Owens motion and follow a similar path. You see the first defender will pick up Barnes, the first crosser, and then Rico Murray is left to take Chad Owens. Does a nice job not letting Owens get a step on him. Gets over the top.
Second down conversion, and it's picked off. And Simone Lawrence has the interception and battles to the midfield stripe. Picked off on a tip drill. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats play takeaway.
Now Simone Lawrence, one of the most versatile linebackers in the Canadian Football League, here is just in a zone drop. Ball off the hands of Jason Barnes, and he's got himself a gift.
First turnover of the ball game. Simone Lawrence has it. Cats lead 7-zip. Interception, 7-0 Cats. On the sideline tonight, in the house with us tonight, we are so honored to have the coach, Paul LaPolice, with the GMC Coaches Playbook.
Yeah, thanks, Rod. You know, I wanted to talk about Simone Lawrence because he's part of this linebacking core that does a tremendous job. When you put the tape on and watch these guys fly around and run to the football. Taylor Reed, take a look at this. He's in the line of scrimmage. Watch him jump out of the line of scrimmage, chase the speed sweep player, and bang, collision right at the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard gain. And the guy we just saw on 2nd and 6, Simone Lawrence, drops back, makes a play in space to prevent the first down for BC last week. And who was right next to him? Taylor Reed, guys.
Simone Lawrence, former Eskimo, a beast of a linebacker, multi-dimensional, run stopping, pass knocking, drive extinguishing. Does it again. Penalty flag flies on Moses Madou's run. Picked up about 12, tackled by Shea Emery. See who this is on.
Offside, Toronto. Penalty will be declined. Play results in first down.
Well, the penalties continue to hurt the Toronto Argonauts. Got 3 unnecessary roughness now and offside, all very controllable errors, unforced errors, if you will.
Very different start for the Argos. Cats, who did not score a touchdown in BC last week, already have scored once, threatening again. Moses Madou has become one of the weapons for Zach Collaros in his arsenal. Another catch here.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, in 5 games that he's played, he sat out against Edmonton with a back injury, but 5 games that he's played since midseason, 28 catches coming into tonight's. That's his 3rd catch already this evening.
Cats have used so many players this year. 82, 6 away from an all-time record. This guy has been a tremendous fill-in when you consider CJ Gable was supposed to be the feature back. That time the Argos converge and stop the Cat back for a loss.
Well, the Argos just do a nice job stringing this one out. You see how they flatten things down at the line of scrimmage. Secondary comes up to support Shea Emery, the middle linebacker, flowing to fill a gap, making sure Madou doesn't have a place where he can turn it upfield, get north-south on the play.
So many great subplots in this game. Two teams fighting for first in the East. Great returners, two good offenses, and of course two very good kickers this season. Justin Medlock, who went 5 of 6 last week, has made everything this season inside the 40. This one from 42, and it's good. And it's a 10-0 Hamilton lead, 3 points off the Toronto turnover.
Much like the Toronto Argonauts with Swayze Waters, Argo's part of a little bit of a trend towards international kickers in the Canadian Football League, especially with the added designated international this year, an extra spot on the roster this year in the new CBA. Gives you the opportunity to get guys out there who can be real game changers, as Swayze Waters and Justin Medlock have been, both guys with great, strong legs. Do a nice job punting the ball as well.
Little reverse here to Curtis Steele on the final play of the first quarter. A first quarter that was dominated by the visitors from west of here in Hamilton in the Golden Horseshoe down the QEW. It's Steel Town against Hogtown tonight.
Oh, go!
The big smoke against the Hammer. And right now the Hammer leads 10-0. Different game for the Hamilton Tiger Cats as opposed to last week against BC. They had 5 field goals in the game and a couple safeties, but not tonight. They've already scored twice, field goal and a touchdown, 10-0. And the theme of this game is, again, Toronto and Hamilton, quite obviously, but also master against the understudy. And the understudy, like in the Labor Day game, so far is winning this game.
Yeah, off to a great start. Perfect on his first 7 passes for Zach Collaros, and as you said, looked perfectly comfortable on Labor Day playing against his former mentor Ricky Ray. Collaros outplayed him quite badly in that one. And again, off to a quick start here. Ricky Ray, the numbers are all right, but the interception that led to 3 points obviously hurting the Toronto cause.
There's the rush. Pressure, and Ray goes left side. Mike Bradwell hauls it in. Half the first down yardage.
This is what Ricky Ray will have to face throughout this ball game, is throwing with hands in his face. Here you'll see how the pocket collapses. Hickman working on Van Zyl on the outside. Ted Laurent with a good push up the middle.
Swayze Waters. There's Terrell Sinkfield. Sinkfield earlier this season was on the other sideline. He was wearing Argo colors. Picked up by the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Already has a punt return for a touchdown. We'll see more of him tonight as he gets deployed on the return game.
The Tiger Cats have had return touchdowns out of 3 different players this season. Brandon Banks, who we'll also see tonight. Quincy McDuffie, who's on the practice roster. And of course, Sinkfield.
That's a very interesting section there tonight to see how things are going later in the game. Hamilton and Toronto sitting together. Quick hitter. Story in this game is Andy Fantuz. As the autumn leaves fall, generally, this is when Andy Fantuz starts to pick it up. Late in the season. And tonight already a couple of key catches.
But here, given time, he's on the hot side where there's going to be a free man. Claris is going to throw that way. Moses Madu doing one of the things that C.J. Gable has done so well, picking up the blitz, looking after the quarterback's backside.
Claris is 8 for 8. The pitch to Madu, the high hurdle, penalty flag on the far side.
Looked like there was a clip from one of the receivers. I believe it was Fantuz. Got his man in the back on that one.
Offside, Hamilton, number 84. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's Makari Grant, same side of the field. Early jump for him. We'll move the Ticats back.
26-year-old Zach Collaros from Steubenville, Ohio. Third year in the Canadian Football League. Here's the rush and fumble football, and the Cats are fortunate. Mike Filer, the center, was able to be right there. Otherwise, that could have been a scoop and score for the Argos.
You keep an eye on defensive tackle Logan Harrell. He thinks he's going to end up in a position to pick this one up and run. They just empty out the backfield, try and spread things out. Helmet pops that ball out. See Harrell's right there, just about to scoop it. When the center, Mike Filer, falls on the ball.
Second and an area code now. Collaros marks it out, has protection and time, and gives it off to Bakari Grant, who stayed in for some blocking help. Brought it up to the midfield stripe, but will be 5 yards short of a first down, and that will bring out Justin Medlock again. Almost 3 minutes gone in the second quarter.
An interesting look here from the Tiger Cats is they're going to bring Sam Giguère into block, also going to bring Bakari Grant into block. So they've taken both receivers out of the boundary side of the field. They're just working one side of the field with the remaining 3 receivers in the back. Nothing you see from the left hash out. Only using a portion of the field with that route because of what they've opted to do protection-wise.
Medlock goes to his right. Nice angled kick here. Chad Owens sees it bounce backwards. And he's waiting and waiting. Here comes Medlock. And Owens tries to pick his way up the sideline on a perfect pitching wedge with a little backspin from Justin Medlock. Argos right now pitching a shutout. No points on the board. Down to 10-0. Ricky and his offense back after this. Number 1 rush defense. Revamped defensive unit for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. They're looking awfully good lately. Here's Matthew Shinetti.
Rod, I spoke to defensive coordinator Orlando Steinauer before the game, and I asked him, Coach, where is your defense right now? And he said, as you referenced, Rod, the number of players they used, he said, listen, we're not at the point yet where we're perfect, but the guys are starting to communicate to each other and understand they're on the same page. And we asked Justin Hickman about it yesterday. He's just come into this defense, and he said what really surprises him is how everyone is thinking about concepts, how to react, how to be proactive rather than reactive, and to maybe build upon what Coach Lapple was talking about in his playbook. Maybe that's what we saw a little bit of from Simone Lawrence there, seeing tendencies and knowing how to execute. Guys?
Thanks, Matty. Orlando Steinauer, former player with both of these sides, a former coach with the Argos. When Justin Hickman was asked about the defense yesterday of Orlando Steinauer, he had one word: thorough.
Yes. Yeah, no surprise to anyone who knew or played against Orlando as a player. Definitely a student of the game, and that's the approach he's imparted upon his players now.
Ricky Ray's in trouble, and down he goes. Penalty flag, and did they get to Ricky Ray too late?
Well, we'll
Eric
see.
Norwood.
See if this ball made it across the line of scrimmage. This could be a grounding call.
And that's what indeed it could be.
Grounding the football. Toronto, number 15. It becomes third down at that spot.
One hopped it just before the line of scrimmage.
You see Eric Norwood, guy who's been red hot of late. Quick move to the inside. Chris Van Zyl anticipating a contain rush there.
Just from his goal line. Big kick from Swayze Waters. Sinkfield has some room here. Look out now, and Sinkfield is hit by Swayze Waters, but he's going to take it to the house, or will he? No! What a tackle downfield to save a touchdown by Nick Rosamondo. But Terrell Sinkfield just dusted Swayze Waters. Looked like it was on his way for a touchdown. The former Argo. Rosamondo saves 6. Terrell Sinkfield was on his way to the end zone and gave a look to the Argos sideline.
Well, he did, but he gets help right here with a little block from Bo Landry, the rookie, just getting back on the roster after a little injury delay. Takes out a couple Argos with that collision. But it's right here as he goes around the corner. Sinkfield, you're wondering what he's looking at. He's not looking towards the goal line. I think this was a little bit of the "you cut me" glance. Looking at the Toronto Argonaut bench, his former employers.
Zach Collaros, play action. Perfect night continues. Andy Fantuz dropped by Vincent Agnew.
Perfectly defended by the Toronto Argonauts, anticipating that bootleg. Faking the wide field toss to Moses Madu, but they had a man right there to contain Collaros, and the coverage to make the tackle immediately on Andy Fantuz after the catch.
Here's where Hamilton has struggled somewhat this season. Red zone inside the 20-yard line. Last in production, 39%. Argos trying to hold them and knocked down by Opolugo. And that's the first incompletion for Zach Collaros. So the Argo defense holds here and will watch Justin Medlock come out and attempt another field goal.
We asked Scott Milanovic yesterday about his rookie defensive end, Tristan Opolugo. He said, he's not a guy who necessarily wows you with physical skills, but he's just been productive. A guy who goes out and makes plays. And there's another big one for the Toronto Argonauts deep in their own territory.
Former Fresno State Bulldog Justin Medlock again. Perfect inside the 40 this season. Continues that way, and it's 13-0 Hamilton. Terrell Sinkfield helps out on that return. They've had 3 points off of a turnover and a first drive touchdown. The story so far, and also the big story. Almost every game we talk about the Tiger Cats now is this defense, which has been outstanding, really, Labor Day onward.
Yeah, that seemed to be the turning point. It was always a work in progress, whether in terms of trying to find exactly the right personnel, but also experimenting a little bit in terms of the scheme. But Orlando Steinauer seems to have found the desired mix of late. Getting great play from that defensive line and winning in the trenches is the key.
Play action, Ricky Ray. Second catch made by John Childs. Childs again played the first 4 games for the Argos, then got hurt and hasn't played since. 2 receptions in his comeback game tonight.
And got off to that very slow start, as you mentioned earlier, Rod. Only 5 catches in the early portion of the season for Childs, who was such a breakout star last season for the Toronto Argonauts. And hoping he can regain his form and provide a deep threat in that receiving corps.
Second down 2. Curtis Steele up the gut. Man of Steel with the first down. And that's going to be one of the, again, themes of this game, the subplots. The Argos have enjoyed so much success running the last few games, but can they run against these Tiger Cats?
That's been the key, as you said, for the Tiger Cats defensively, is shutting down that run, getting the opposition into those second and longs, where a defensive line that does a nice job rushing the passer can go to work.
Here comes the rush again. Steele out of the backfield. A little juke with a midfield stripe, and Brandon Stewart made the tackle. Very close to a first down, spotted about a yard short, maybe a yard and a half short of the Ti-Cat 50-yard line.
On Steele, as much as he's been running the ball of late, hasn't been as busy as a receiver the last couple games.
Ricky Ray carries himself. This is where Ricky Ray is at his best, even in a deficit. The panic button takes a long time to press for Ricky Ray.
Yeah, absolutely. The cool demeanor has been his calling card throughout his career. Ti-Cats, of course, doing everything in their power to accelerate that panic.
his last 4 games. Drops Ray for a loss, so it is a sack by Norwood.
Well, they're setting up the deep round. You saw Ricky Ray with the clutch, pump and go here on the outside, and he's got an opportunity to get the ball to John Childs, but at the moment where he wants to throw the football, that pocket's going to collapse on him as Norwood hauls him down.
Now a penalty flag flying just before snap.
Offside, Hamilton, number 5. 5-yard penalty, and will remain 2nd down.
There is one of the most interesting cats you will ever meet, even though he was penalized there. A very thoughtful guy. A guy who off the field isn't quite like what he is on the field.
And, you know, football players as a whole are a more cerebral group than stereotypes suggest. Justin Hickman ranks near the top of that list, and in a pretty cerebral group of guys, I don't know if there are many that actually.
Ray down the sideline, first down, and at 15 to this. John Childs is roughed up out of bounds. This will extend the drive even further.
Delvin Breaux, a little extra gusto on the takedown there at the end of the play. But certainly from an Argonaut perspective, good to see John Childs so involved early in this ballgame.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Hamilton, number 27. Objectional conduct, Toronto, number 2. That results in a 5-yard difference from the end of the play. First down.
So instead of 15, just 5, because Chad Owens also was flagged after this. Breaux taking out Childs, and then Owens coming in as well. Right into your living room.
And as you see the takedown, I'll just finish that thought on Justin Hickman. One of a number of bright guys, but not a lot of guys state their feelings or opinions quite as eloquently as Hickman.
Hickman retreats now, pass coverage. Ray, pass time, looking, and now in trouble. Justin Hickman brings him down. There is a flag down near the 12-yard line. That might be in an area where there might have been some illegal contact on a receiver. There is Justin Hickman, wore 95 in his last incarnation in Hamilton. Number worn by Brian Bulkey now. Bulkey out with injury for the rest of the season. His arm in a sling on the sideline. So Hickman came back and said he doesn't matter, 1 digit, doesn't matter. Number 5, he kind of likes it. He said it was a tribute to Kevin Glenn.
That's right, his former teammate.
Who actually wears 2 down with the BC Lions, but wore 5 for a long time with the Cats. Long time sorting this one out.
Illegal participation, Hamilton, number 27. That penalty would be applied at the last line of scrimmage, up 10 yards, first down.
So, illegal participation, meaning that Delvin Breaux went out of bounds and came back in.
Breaux versus Childs again, you'll see him. Out of play and then back in to get involved.
Took Childs with them originally. There's the play right there. So right to the red zone go the Argos. 3rd in the league, scoring touchdowns from this area. Not this time. Nobody home. Ricky Ray just tossing it away.
Yeah, just a protect the field position decision there from Ricky Ray. You'll see Arnaud Gascon-Nadal come free from that end.
Penalty flag just flew, Dwayne.
Of course it did.
Objectional conduct, Hamilton, number 21. 10-yard penalty, first down.
This time, Simone Lawrence, and we talked about the rivalry here. It is palpable. The hatred between these two sides. It's proximity, it's rivalry, and the fact that a lot of these players have played with and against each other or on opposing teams. Windsor Cats. Plus, it's that time of year. Meaningful game here tonight. 10th play of the drive. First and goal. Penalty-aided drive. And down near the 2. Greg Butler saved a touchdown. Jason Barnes hooking up with Ricky Ray again.
Jason Barnes, middle receiver. He's just going to come across underneath. Big cushion there. He recognizes that. Plenty of space to operate. Sits down in space to give his quarterback an outlet.
Big play here. Second and goal. 4 minutes to go before halftime. Ray's throwing. And caught! For a touchdown, Spencer Watt. Great catch. Great throw by Ricky Ray. Tightrope walk in the corner of the end zone from number 89, Spencer Watt.
And Watt's going to release left side of your screen, fairly close to the formation, giving himself lots of field to work with. And he and Ricky Ray use every bit of it on this one. Used to seeing the corner route as an end zone type route, not often from that close to the goal line. Way to play. They flatten it out a little bit, give them a little more width rather than length, so to speak. Not a lot of room vertically to work with, but they use the whole width of the field to let Watt get open.
Ricky Ray's 25th touchdown pass of the season leads the Canadian Football League. Spencer Watt's third catch for a touchdown. Huge drive. The Argos needed a response, and if it's getting heated right now, it's only going to intensify. Tomorrow, CFL on TSN. Ottawa Red Blacks coming off their second win of the season in BC to take on the Lions. 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Spencer Watt for Simon Fraser Starr.
How was he going to mess that up?
Little fade route there to the corner. Vintage Ricky Ray. 276th career touchdown pass. Climbing the ladder of all-time passers. Terrell Sinkfield again with a crease, and Sinkfield bursting it outside again. And maybe another glance over at that Argos sideline. Guy who could not hang on in Toronto, Terrell Sinkfield, has found employment down the road. Another big return.
Well, Sinkfield is one of those guys who is deceptively fast. Because he's a bit of a long strider, so you just don't realize how much ground this guy is covering. You see him outrun the angles to get around the corner and turn it upfield. Good field position for Hamilton to start the drive.
Zach Collaros operating at a very high efficiency rate tonight. Quick trigger. Oh, big catch. Luke Tasker got sandwiched downfield. Hangs on to the pigskin. And is slow to get up. And will stay down. Washington with the hit. Another huge play for the Cats, though. 3-minute warning before halftime. We'll come back to Rogers Center in Toronto. Best halftime show on television. Rod Smith, Chris Schultz, Jock Climbing, Matty Dunnigan, and the GMC coach's playbook. They had enough of Paul LaPolice. They kicked him out of the studio. He sunk to the lowest common denominator. He has to be with us. He'll be alongside at halftime as well. Lapos here. Ticats are once again in Toronto territory. Collaros having a wonderful night so far. Over to Samuel Giguère. guy just keeps putting up numbers. And the word that Kent Austin used about Zach Collaros yesterday was the way he was wired to excel, wired to work hard.
Well, a guy who, when things go badly, takes all the blame, more blame than he should, as Kent Austin said. Sort of honest and accountable to a fault.
Said he wants to win on every play. 1st and 10. Cats. Good protection. And Collaros just basically threw a low shot to the turf. Being chirped right now by Delano Johnson. Collaros against his old mates. The team he played for last year under Ricky Ray.
Well, and here they're going to try and get Moses Madu out in the flatter on a wheel. You watch Sam Giguère, he's coming down to get the rub on the middle linebacker. Shea Emery, the guy trying to follow Madu in coverage, may have gotten away with one here as that rub looked a whole lot more like a block. But Collaros didn't like the way things were shaping up in front of him and had to throw it away.
Here comes the rush. Collaros escapes. Throws to the sideline. And a penalty flag down there. There have been so many penalties almost every play here tonight. 2.5 to go before halftime. The Argos were the beneficiaries of a penalty-aided drive for a touchdown. Will the Ticats have the same result here? 15th penalty of the first half.
The suggestion when you throw the ball that 2 of the 3 things that can happen are bad. But I'd suggest that when you consider pass interference in that situation, a second positive emerges for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Legal contact on a receiver. Toronto, number 42. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's Donald Washington playing the corner with Jaleel Carter out for 6 weeks with an elbow problem.
Widest defender on the play. He's working against Brandon Banks, and it turns into basically a throwaway on this scramble for Collaros.
Allen pleads his case, but
pretty clear there was a grab there.
Looked like a lasso downfield. So the Cats will go 1st and 10 from the Argo 23. Leading 13-7 here in the second quarter. Out of the backfield, Brandon Banks. Jamie Robinson giving chase. Can't catch him. And the speedster slips and slides.
He hit hard.
And hit. You can see the pavement down there. Banks is up and looks like he's all right, but holding his hand. You can see where the turf meets the concrete, meets the pavement, and that's where he slipped.
That crashed into that side wall hard.
There is another penalty.
Holding Hamilton, number 84. The 4 yards per game. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Back they go. Let's take another look at Brandon Banks slip sliding away. Is so dangerous down there.
And you see he's fine, as you said, like he's okay on the turf trying to gather his feet, but as soon as he hits that concrete, it's like having skates on.
It's like a piping down there as well. He may have hit his forearm. He stays in the ball game though. Dangerous area. 1st and 20. Cats. Floater. Madu. Hurdle. Goes high, then goes low. Will be about 2 yards short of the initial line of scrimmage. So the Argos trying to tighten the screws here with 2:16 to go before the half.
And in that long yardage situation, trying to set up that screen, but you see Moses Madu, he's out in front of any of his blockers, flying solo.
Former Oklahoma Sooner Moses Madu stays in the backfield. Staying for some blocking help. Argos loaded up. Bring the heat. Collaros ducks one. Now takes off inside. of why the Cats opened up the vault to sign him as a free agent. Not only for the future, but today. And tonight, Collaros has been terrific.
You see the pressure come. Keep an eye on Madu recovering to get Agnew just as he reaches for the quarterback. That extra effort, just enough to spring Zach Collaros.
There it is. There it is. From a tiny town that is a 5-minute drive from Toronto, Ohio. Steubenville, Ohio. Population 19,000. The most famous person from Steubenville, besides Zach Collaros.
I love you guys.
Zach giving a shout out to Steubenville. Most famous person, Dean Martin from Steubenville, Ohio.
A pretty good football town, no surprise, in that part of the country.
Zach Collaros won 2 high school championships in that state back-to-back. His younger brother now, quarterback in Steubenville High. Robert Gill mashed near the 25-yard line. 1:42 to go for Ricky Ray to offer a response. Just when the Argos had seized some momentum, Hamilton Tiger Cats erase it. Restore the 13-point lead.
Ricky Ray, pretty good numbers himself thus far in the ball game. 13 of 17 with a touchdown, an interception off the hands of receiver Jason Barnes.
Quick hitter to John Childs. Tell you what, for a guy who hasn't been in the lineup very well for quite some time, Ricky Ray is showing no hesitation to going back to a guy he used to go to a lot.
Well, we talked a lot through the struggles of Ricky Ray around midseason as all his veteran receivers were out of the lineup, about the importance of familiarity with his receivers and confidence in those receivers to Ricky Ray's success. He'll lean on the guys he knows he can count on, the guys with whom he has history.
2nd down and 5 here. Otherwise, the Cats will get the ball back. Ray going deep, has Childs again, and he collects it, and he has the football, and it was almost punched out. How did he hang on? John Childs, biggest play by the Argos. 44-yard pass and run from Ricky Ray.
Well, this is John Childs of 2013, the home run hitter, the deep ball guy. Comes out of the slot, 5 catches through the first 4 games, 5 catches already tonight.
Ray again. Jason Barnes, tight coverage. Up near the 30-yard line. Pickup of near 6. Ray will hurry it up inside a minute before the half ends. Both quarterbacks operating at a very high percentage. 2nd and 4. Chad Owens now. Moves the sticks. Most outstanding player in 2012.
Quiet by Chad Owens standards, a guy who leads the Canadian Football League receivers in terms of yards per game, over 100.
Ray drops it off for Bradwell. Releases out of the backfield, just over the line of scrimmage, so it's going to set up another throwing down here with 25 to go. Hamilton defense looking to stiffen here and make the Argos settle for a field goal attempt. Boy, this has been shootout football here in this first half. Playoff intensity. 4-man rush. Look out, Ricky Ray is down.
said a lot of times last year, I expected Eric Norwood to become a real good defensive end in the Canadian Football League. It took him a little while, and he even got sat down by the coaching staff for a stretch earlier this season. But they rave about the work ethic, the commitment, the competitive fire of this young man, and you have seen it since he got back into this lineup. He has been on fire.
Swayze Waters, 6 of 7 last week. We'll end this first half with more points on the board. The Argos have 10 and are 10 behind the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What a first half of play. A little bit of everything here. Thanksgiving Classic weekend begins. Battle of Ontario and the Cats lead. Let's send you back to the studio, Rod and the boys. Toronto inside the Rogers Centre tonight. Toronto Argonauts trailing the Hamilton Tiger Cats 20-10 after one half of football. Here's Argonaut head coach Scott Milanovich with Matthew Shinetti.
With Ricky's numbers coach, it looks like it may be a shootout. What was the talk of adjustments at halftime?
Well, we need to stop with the penalties and just play more discipline. Obviously, we had the one turnover, and we need to get some stops on defense.
Protection, how do you guys stop that pass rush?
Well, we need to run the ball a little bit better and get ourselves in a situation where we're not down 10. We need to climb back into this thing and be balanced. Thanks, Coach. Thanks.
Well, there you heard it from Scott Milanovich, looking to get that run game going, improve their second down positions, not being second and long so much, which plays right into the hands of a very aggressive Hamilton Tiger Cat defense.
Extraordinary numbers for both quarterbacks, particularly on first down. 20 of 23 between Polaris and Ricky Ray on first downs here tonight. Here we go, second half underway. 10-point Tiger Cat lead. Terrell Sinkfield is chipped in tonight. Nick Rosamunda downfield once again. Let's go back to Labor Day, Dwayne. You heard Scott Milanovich talk about balance in defense, and I'm sure the defenses are going to stiffen in the second half as well as we take a look at the team leaders. In Hamilton that game, it was 13-10 for the Tiger Cats of the half. In the second half, only 2 points were scored on a safety.
Yeah, defense has definitely tightened up, as we said, for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. That was a turning point, I believe, for them defensively.
Hot day that day. The wind was blowing as well. Polaris, good protection again. Tasker on a crossing route, running room. Big yards after the catch for Luke Tasker into Toronto territory. Good play calling from the Hamilton offense. 27-yard gain.
Now we're going to see Luke Tasker come all the way from the top of your screen on the crosser, but the guy I want you to watch is at the bottom. That's Samuel Giguère, the wideout, the furthest guy away from Luke Tasker on this play. But watch what he does. Sees the catch made, blocks one, then gets up a level, blocks another, takes two guys out of the play to help his fellow receiver.
Incomplete pass. Vincent Agnew watching Luke Tasker, whose dad, Steve, of course, if you're an NFL fan, and NFL fan in the Toronto or Southern Ontario area, used to watch Steve Tasker down the QEW and to Buffalo with the Bills, 7-time Pro Bowler.
One of the greatest special teams players in NFL history, Steve Tasker.
The gunner. Good numbers for Luke in a full season. Offside completely as Shea Emery will get another penalty after he went after Zach Collaros, and there's another flag. There are flags everywhere here. It all started with an offside call, and then Emery hit Collaros, and then they hit Emery, and a bunch of Y-I-Autos out there.
Well, the call on Shea Emery isn't so much on what he did when he got to the quarterback, but the fact that he continued after the whistle, and then it's a retaliation from the Hamilton guys. You're always going to defend your quarterback.
Offside, Toronto, number 41. Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Toronto, number 41. Unnecessary roughness, Hamilton, number 61. The difference is 5 yards up. It repeats second down.
All of that for that, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
You'll see. Whistle's gone by this point. But Emery comes through, lays off on the hit on Collaros, but still enough for the flag. And then Joel Figueroa, the first Tiger Cat to arrive, gives him a bit of a shot, gives some of that yardage back.
Well, the animosity was apparent in the first half. A lot of penalties on unnecessary roughness. 2nd and 5. From the 47, bad snap. Collaros poised though, throws, and Moses Manu fumbled the football. Jermaine Gabriel pounces on it. It'll be Toronto football. After a broken play, Collaros made something out of it, and Moses Manu, if he's had an issue this season, it's been fumbling. That's the 4th fumble loss by Moses Manu this season.
Yeah, Collaros recovers well, just a bobbled snap, but not enough pressure to take him out of his rhythm. Hits Manu in stride, perfectly thrown ball. There you see very clearly a catch, and he turns. Jermaine Gabriel with the strip, punches it out with that right hand. And then the second year, free safety, native of nearby Scarborough, Ontario. Played at Bishop's University and junior football with the Calgary Colts. He scrambles to make the recovery as well.
2nd round pick, 2013. Jermaine Gabriel has found a home in that free safety spot with the Toronto Argonauts. Great strip and recovery. They're waiting here because every turnover is looked at by CFL command just to qualify that it is indeed a turnover. It is, and so they'll whistle them in here. First takeaway by the Argos in this ball game. Four receivers to his left, and again whistles in this penalty fest.
Procedure, Toronto, number 54. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Well, dealing with Justin Hickman and Eric Norwood all night. Scott Chris Van Zyl, a little bit anxious. Jumps out of that stance, wants to be ready to deal with the quickness of those ends. That time up a little bit too soon.
Where we at?
Loads of yardage on penalties. Both sides. Ray stands in, chucks it to the sideline. Our former McMaster product, Mike Bradwell, gathers it in near the first down marker, but they're saying no catch.
Brandon Stewart, boundary halfback, up to make that tackle. It's transitioned from playing the last several years, playing the field corner in Winnipeg. Over here as a free agent. The one big difference for the Tiger Cats from last year to this year, they've had a lot of stability in that secondary.
It is 2nd and 11. Jason Barnes will be stopped short. There's a fumble. Football! Does Hamilton have it? Simone Lawrence thinks so. The Argos might be giving it right back. They do. Toronto turnover. Jason Barnes fighting for yardage, and Rico Murray has the football.
It's just a quick hitter to Jason Barnes. We'll see when this ball comes out, and it's out just before he touches down. Great work by the camera crew.
Taylor Reed with the contact. Rico Murray there.
I didn't even know it came out.
Rico Murray.
I didn't know it came out. That's why I screamed it was out.
Murray, one of the guys who's been a key to stabilizing that secondary at the field halfback spot.
His second fumble recovery, instant field position for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Just where they lost the football, they get it back and can continue to drive.
It's okay, we're good. I don't want to be right here. I'm not playing. That's good.
Second turnover committed by the Argos just after they got a takeaway. Let's go down to the sideline with Paul LaPolice, the coach's playbook.
One thing, guys, the Argonauts offense is based on crossing routes, guys running with the ball. They're one of the best in the league at yak yards, with Chad Owens getting yards after the catch. But what you have to do is leverage the football. You're going to be in a lot of opportunities where you're running with the ball in your hands. These receivers, they've got to leverage the football. Jason Barnes gives it up there. It wasn't a big run after the catch, but you got to leverage the football because you're going to have a lot of opportunities, these DBs, to come get you.
All right, thank you, Lapo. Paul LaPolice joining us, the coach. Zach Collaros empties out his backfield. Penalty flag. And a touchdown, Brandon Banks, but this could be coming back. Likely a hold. Brandon Banks wide open.
Hamilton, number 59. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Touchdown taken away.
What a costly holding penalty, because there's going to be a complete bust here. You see Jermaine Gabriel. He's communicating in that backfield as you've got the two receivers are communicating who's going to take who. Now Gabriel wants to switch it here with Brandon Smith. Smith gets the call too late. That's why Banks ends up wide open. But the Argos are let off the hook by that holding call at the line of scrimmage.
First and 20. Jaguar, did he make the catch? They are whistling and they're saying it is complete. It'll be second down in long yardage now, and again the Argos hoping to hold the Cats to a field goal attempt.
Flores using that whole field. We've seen him go out to the wide side to Jaguar a couple times. But that time with the throw tailing off, Jaguar has to go to the ground to get it. Very quickly touched and rolled down by contact.
Jaguar and Banks are the wideouts. Andy Pantuz over the middle. Looks there, and tosses. Oh, what a catch by Bakari Grant, and they're saying incomplete. Grant could not survive contact with the ground and those Argo DBs. That would have made the highlight reel. As it is, the Cats will have to bring out Medlock.
Unfortunate that Bakari Grant didn't survive the landing here, because this is a courageous catch. He knows he's going into the danger zone to get this ball.
So Justin Medlock again, perfect inside the 40 this season. There's a challenge from Ken Austin and the Cats. They feel that maybe he did survive the landing, and it's a completed football. They're all looking up at the big scoreboard here. Let's take a look.
And I appreciate the argument in terms of the time of possession of the ball. He catches it, pulls it into his body, and fumble caused by the ground.
Hamilton is challenging the previous play of an incomplete pass, feeling it was a complete pass. It will be reviewed.
But the officials have been fairly consistent in terms of that discussion about surviving the landing, surviving the contact with the ground on a catch.
Obviously, we are having some technical difficulties now with the audio in the transmission from the Rogers Center as they are reviewing right now and making the announcement. Al Bradbury is that it is indeed an incomplete pass. We were just talking about this before, Jock, how, and Dwayne had mentioned this, you have to survive the contact.
I hate it as a player because I've been in that exact situation where I know I've got control in the air, and yet the reality is that they made this rule change a number of years ago that it's not good enough to have it in the air. It's not good enough to survive a hit while you're in the air. You also have to survive the landing.
There was a touchdown pass earlier in this drive negated by a penalty, so now, if Rod Black will allow, if I can step in and do a little play-by-play here on the Medlock field goal try, as he does what he often does, and pops that one through with 10:14 to go. In the third quarter, as the Ticats do pad their lead, not with a touchdown that was denied by the penalty, but by another Medlock field goal. So it is 23-10 Ticats in the third. We'll try to get you hooked up again with Rod and Dwayne. Wendy's Friday Night Football here on TSN.
Back to Rogers Center in Toronto. Rod Black, Dwayne Ford, Matthew Shinetti, and Paul Lapalisse all here, along with our crew, wishing you all very best this holiday weekend, the Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. Hello to our viewers in the United States. Apologize for the audio transmission. We're back up and running again. So are the Argos, who now trail by 13. Steve Slayton's first touch since the first half. And what else? A penalty flag on the play. It seems like not a play is going by without some penalty.
Holding Toronto, number 52. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
We'll keep our eye on the right guard, Wayne Smith. Leading right on the outside of that play. You wonder how Steve Slayton got around that edge. Wayne Smith had the clamps on Craig Butler.
10 penalties for the Argos, 108 yards. For number one pick by the Tiger Cats back in 2004, Wayne Smith. Four-man rush. Gray's in trouble from the backside. Had to throw it away, and just in time. Otherwise, he would have been pasted. Still had to dust himself off as the Ticats were hunting.
And it's Arnaud Gascon-Nadon, former Laval product. Riding that heat on the outside. Guy who started his college career at Rice University, was a Conference USA all-freshman selection before deciding to transfer home.
Here they come again. Ray over the middle. And this time, Jason Barnes hangs on. Right near the first down marker, had to get to the 45. The spot is going to be on the 45.
And here you'll see Ricky Ray has that opportunity to step up as the two tackles, the defensive tackles, were pushed out wide. They didn't get that usual straight push up field to collapse the pocket. Pushed out wide, created a lane for Ricky Ray to step up and throw that football.
Ray was running for his life in the first half. The Cats with 3 sacks. We told you Eric Norwood had 3. They took one of the sacks away because Ray had been over the line of scrimmage. So 2 sacks for Norwood and 1 for Ted Laurent. The handoff up the gut again for Steve Slayton. Former star at West Virginia. Houston Texan.
We didn't call Steve Slayton's name in the first half, but as Scott Milanovich has made that commitment to the run game here since the break, the role of Steve Slayton has suddenly increased.
Right beside Ricky Ray this time. Blocking help. Ray swings it out. There's the first down by Chad Owens. Knocked out of bounds at the Hamilton 50, a 10-yard pickup for Owens, who averages over 100 yards a game in receiving.
And you'll just see Owens, quick flat route here. He's got all sorts of room. He knows defense is in zone. They're backed off. He's going to settle it down in space instead of running aimlessly to the sideline. Gives himself a little bit of room to work. and pick up that first down.
Midway through the third quarter. 5 catches, 43 yards. Play action. Ray rolls, throws, and caught by Watt. Spencer Watt, who had a touchdown in the first half. 13-yard gain. Fresh set of downs again for the Argos. They keep driving.
They'll take advantage here of the way the defense keys on Chad Owens. They run him on that fake sweep going to the left, knowing it's going to pull the defense in the secondary in that direction, allowing Ray to roll to the right. And creates a little more room to that side of the field for receivers like Spencer Watt to get open.
Back to Slayton. It's been very interesting how they employ Steve Slayton and Curtis Steele. Particularly in this game, it was Steele predominantly first half. Now Slayton's turn in the second.
Well, I'm sure we'll see these two backs continue to roll a little bit through this ball game. Both have had their share of touches in the last couple of games as they've enjoyed some success on the ground.
2nd and 5 again. Argos have been establishing the ground game here in the second half, as Scott Milanovich described to Matthew Shinetti. There they go again. This time Slayton is stopped at the line of scrimmage and stopped. And look at the look of disgust from Ricky Ray. That play had no hope of getting any positive yardage.
On a big push here, if you keep an eye at the bottom of your screen, there's Justin Hickman, Marcellus Bowman. Going to force that play. Slayton tries to cut it back, but nothing doing.
Gap stoppers, the Cats, 39-yard attempt from Swayze Waters. Has been absolute money this season. Has to be considered for most outstanding special teams player. What a year for Swayze Waters, playing with a heavy heart as well. Zach Collaros, what a night. Throwing it, running it. Right now leading it. It's time to give thanks, pay it forward, and yesterday the Toronto Argonauts did that, teaming up with the Salvation Army to serve a community dinner to more than 500 people. Salvation Army Toronto Harbor Light Ministries. Good dose of perspective yesterday for a lot of the players. Chipping in, giving their thanks. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. Zach Collaros over the top. Andy Fantu swipes away Jamie Robinson. Fantu started this shootout tonight with a first drive touchdown. Big gainer for 24 yards from the Chatham, Ontario native. There is
Major foul,
penalty.
roughing the passer, Toronto, number 5. 15 from the end of the play, first down.
Free safety Jermaine Gabriel too close to Zach Collaros. Will move the ball down to the 37.
And what you'll see is effectively where the rush is going to come from here. All the pressure is going to go this way for the Toronto Argonauts. Watch Randy Fantu's on his route to go right into that open space. Good recognition of what the defense is giving him, creating an opening. All sorts of room to work as linebackers go on the blitz the other way.
Collaros avoids the heat, rolls and throws, and caught on the far side. Terrell Sinkfield again. Former star at Northern Iowa, native of Minnetonka, Minnesota, and the former Argo. He's already chipped in here tonight with a big punt return.
Collaros flushed out here as that pocket's collapsed by Logan Harrell. Sinkfield just mirroring his quarterback across the field, provides an easy target.
Close to the red zone, the drums beating in the background here. The feuding neighbors. And it's it should have been a pick. And if it was a pick 6 for Brandon Smith, who had his first CFL interception last week. This one would have changed this game.
Yeah, clearly cross signals between Zach Collaros and receiver Sam Giguère. I'll tell you, Brandon Smith holds on to this one. No one's going to catch him because Smith can run.
Smith, who's a little nicked up, playing with an arm injury, but no excuse that time. That one right in the midst. Clarence looking that way again, looking in zone. Oh, what a catch and touchdown! Luke Tasker.
And the missed interception looms large.
How about that little moxie as well from Collaros? Almost a near pick. He goes right for the throat.
Right back at it. You'll see the defenders arrive a half step late. You know, credit the receivers. We saw Bakari Grant go up for one in traffic earlier. Luke Tasker nearly had his head taken off earlier in this ball game, but that doesn't stop him from going up in traffic either. These guys will play for Zach Collaros.
Well, they are doing that tonight. Ticats open up their biggest lead of the ball game. An almost pick six turns into 7 for the Cats. Collaros, another touchdown toss. Luke Tasker's 4th of the season.
Hi, I'm Zach Collaros, quarterback for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I want to wish everybody out there a happy Thanksgiving, all you CFL fans, and especially all you Tiger Cat fans. And hi to everybody in Steubenville, Ohio. I love you guys and see you for the American Thanksgiving.
Well, Zach Collaros, Hamilton Tiger Cat fans have a lot to be thankful, I'd say, right now.
Yeah, their team playing well, led by their young quarterback, Luke Tasker, touchdown number 4 on the season. Zach Collaros thankful that Luke Tasker didn't hold it against him, that he threw him into a big hit late in that first half. He was willing to go up and get another one here for him in the third.
Well, the Toronto Argonauts trying to hold serve now and let this slip away from them. Got it to within 6 in the first half. Now down 17. Headlock to Gill. Nowhere to roam. Well, it is Purelator night here, the Tackle Hunger program. Grey Cup was here.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, a lot of food collected. The only thing missing tonight, Schultz.
Ready, guys?
Needed Schultz here.
Oh.
Back in the studio, the ambassador for this great program and all the food collected this season. And even more reason to be thankful, a great program during a weekend like this for a terrific program.
Absolutely.
Ricky Ray ducks one and not another. He's going down. Penalty flag, though. Eric Norwood again. Callers Ricky Ray. It has been a nightmarish night for the Argo O-line.
Holding Toronto, number 66, penalty be declined, 2nd down.
That was the storyline, Dwayne, coming in, whether this O-line can hold back the D-line.
D-line wins here again. Eric Norwood takes that hard inside rush. Sir Vincent Rogers, again, I think we saw it earlier, anticipating an outsider contained rush on the play.
2nd and 16. Justin Hickman again on that right side, looked like he jumped. Was he drawn?
Procedure. Toronto, number 66. Tiger penalty. Remains second down.
He was drawn.
Well, the Tiger Cats had a couple of their D linemen, both Hickman and Brian Hall, were kind of trying to time their rushes. So they're approaching the line of scrimmage during the cadence. And as an offensive lineman, when that guy starts towards you, it can throw you off a little bit.
Second and 21 now.
There you see a similar look, a lot of movement for the Ticats at the line of scrimmage.
John Childs just past the initial line of scrimmage, a pickup of 13. Once again, the double blue have to boot it away.
And you see in that second and long situation how the Ticats are a little bit creative, a little bit more aggressive. It's all about that pass rush when you get a team in the hole like that.
Brandon Banks reverses field. He's got blocking help and room. Look out now, Brandon Banks. Inside the 45-yard line. Who would have thought? Penalty flag.
While the ball was in flight, holding Hamilton, number 33. 10 yards from the point of possession, first down.
So that will come back. There has been an overabundance of penalties here tonight from both sides.
Oh, big swing and field position for the Tiger Cats on that particular penalty.
Tiger Cats have been the 10-point quarter team tonight. 10 points each quarter. Collaros taking off again. Look at that head fake. Zach Collaros shows his running skills. This is a guy who used to be a running back in high school. And a defensive back and a quarterback. He is carving out a reputation as a big game player.
Well, what Zach Collaros has proven to be thus far, and it's early in his career. This is just the 17th start of his CFL career. But as he showed in college, as he showed in spot duty filling in last year, as he showed particularly since returning from injury this year, may not always go according to plan, but what Zach Collaros is a winner.
There's the reverse. The Argonauts have it. Delano Johnson has it. Ticats pull up their bag of tricks, and it backfires.
And it was a play that had an opportunity first with the flip to Brandon Banks. He's going to come left to right, and then he's flipping it to Sinkfield. But what you've got is a couple of guys handling the football in situations where they're not really used to handling the football. The flip comes a little late. It's behind Sinkfield. Unable to grab it.
Let's see if Ricky Ray makes them pay. Goes to the well right away. Hey! They reverse a draw. Slayton brought down by Eric Norwood, a 7-yard pickup. So 19 seconds and counting.
Happy birthday, Kofi! Hey!
A little bit of a key breaker kind of play with the draw on first down, as the Argos have been in passing mode so much. You get those defenders gearing up to come straight upfield. End up running by them the other way, using their momentum against them on a play like the draw.
Final play, third quarter, 2nd and 3. There's the rush again. Ray, it is a duck coming out of that scrum. Again, a flag on the far side in the vicinity of Chad Owens. Owens is saying it's against the Tiger Cats. Illegal contact, perhaps.
Illegal contact on a receiver, Hamilton, number 29. 10-yard penalty, comes first down. We'll have one more play in this quarter.
So the quarter cannot end on a penalty. So the Argos' pulse continues on this drive because of this.
Well, Jason Barnes working against Ed Gainey, gets a good release to the outside. Gainey, a little grab to impede him before the receiver can get separation.
Swings it out for Jason Barnes. Too high for him. So that's 3 quarters down. The Toronto Argonauts trailing after 3 quarters this season are 0-7. Need a huge comeback here against their neighbors from the West on Wendy's Friday Night Football. 30-13, Hamilton Tiger Cats leading the way. Great defensive effort in that third quarter. Great defensive effort the entire game so far. Zach Collaros has been sensational. Bad news for the Tiger Cats. They're going to have to go the distance here without Moses Madu.
Yeah, and we've seen this before where they're a little bit thin in the backfield based on who they've dressed for this football game. Really no backup, tailback, backup, running back. C.J. Gable already out of the lineup. And that shuffling of the roster. They took Bo Palmer, the Canadian rookie, off the roster as well. So they're a little bit thin, but Tommy Condell has been through this before where he's had to get creative with the play calling because of his limited personnel and lack of a running back.
Well, they've also been throwing the football at will tonight and having success, but the Argos are threatening here after a turnover. Looking to score early fourth quarter. Ray has time. Now, some heat. Steve Slayton. Slayton has a first down. The Argos will go first and goal from near the 5-yard line. Big play. Ricky Ray again. And there has been pressure on almost every play against the Argo O-line.
Well, this is the mode the Tiger Cats get into. You see all the twisting and stunting up front now that they know with this deficit, the clock ticking, the Argos are in passing situations. So they're going to go after Ricky Ray all out. Argos trying to mix it up in terms of the play calling, a little screen type play to Slayton there.
First and goal. Ray, Slayton should score. He does. Touchdown. Argos are back in it. With the convert upcoming, should be 7 points. A very costly turnover by the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, it sure was. Trying that reverse. You're going to see Slayton release, quick free release from the backfield. You see nobody goes with him. Slayton, a guy who's proven to be an adept receiver out of the backfield, particularly think of the Montreal game earlier in the summer where he had a couple of touchdown catches. You think the Tiger Cats would have been a little bit more aware of him in that situation.
Penalty on the convert.
Offside, Hamilton, the defensive line. That 5-yard penalty will be applied on the kickoff. The convert scores 1.
As many big plays as there have been a litany of penalties tonight. See how it all plays out. Slayton to the end zone. 10-point game. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. Inside the dome tonight, Rogers Center, Steve Slayton has his 4th touchdown as an Argo, 3rd receiving, first tonight. Big kick by Swayze Waters. Sinkfield from his 5. And he's tripped up in a long field for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And we'll see how that fumble that turned into 7 points affects the outcome of this ball game. Could be a big turning point.
Yeah, critical field position for that turnover. The Tiger Cats have had an aggressive attitude in terms of their approach. You think right back to the start of this ball game. They got into that 3rd and very field, and they elected to go for it through the football, in fact. So I don't expect Ken Austin to take his foot off the gas or go conservative here at all.
Polaris, and a flag flies. Alex Suber. Right at the line of scrimmage, where Polaris was throwing that ball.
Illegal block, hands to the face. Toronto, number 93. 10-yard penalty will make it a first down.
Delano Johnson, we saw Mike Filer's helmet. Johnson at that left defensive tackle spot. He goes to the center. Watch Filer's helmet pop off here, leaving little doubt as to that call. Hand up under the face mask from the defensive tackle. And march it back.
Now the Argos with lots of motion. There's an offside. Shea Emery. Free play here. Polaris is dropped. But Shea Emery was practically in the backfield. There are flags now everywhere. And you know, as crazy as it is, with all of these flags, and the whistles are getting a workout here tonight, by the way, so many of these are infractions. Sometimes the rhythm gets off depending on a crew or whatever. Sometimes there could be ticky-tack balls. There have been just a number of penalties. Costly, undisciplined penalties on both sides of the ball.
Well, this one, the timing of the flag, it's like the Tiger Cats were expecting the play to stop.
Number 41. Objectional conduct. Hamilton, number 16. 5-yard difference. First down.
So after all that, 5 yards back, and that's why Ken Austin's upset that his quarterback got drilled.
Well, exactly. Zach Collaros could have been seriously hurt as the Tiger Cats expected play to stop when the offside was called.
First and 15. Here they come again. Football flies. Andy Fantou's big play. Close to a first down. Mr. October, is he not?
Gearing up for the late season action. Gonna step outside. DB start to flow out, cuts it back underneath. Pick up that first down.
Cats bring it to the line of scrimmage quickly. Here's that formation they had earlier. 4 receivers to the right. Polaris went left. What will he do this time? Goes over the top. And Brandon Banks almost made a circus catch.
Well, Zach Collaros got away with one there. Throwing into a trio of Argonaut defenders. Brandon Banks does a nice job battling for this football to prevent interception.
Hamilton Tiger Cats, who've won 4 straight games, 5 of the last 6. Gathering steam at the perfect time. A chance tonight to go to 500. Even their record at 7-7. Sidearm, Banks. And is whipped to the ground by Donald Washington. It'll bring up third down. This time, Chad Owens goes back.
Well, the big hit again with Madu out of the lineup. CO Prime, the fullback, much as he had to do against Edmonton when CJ Gable went out early. Prime is going to have to be the guy in the backfield. It doesn't give them the same threat, neither carrying nor catching the football, really affecting this offense.
Wobbly kick, Owens. Finds a crease, and Chad Owens up near the 43-yard line on a 7-yard return. Toronto Argonauts right back in it. Down 10. They have the ball back, and they also have that guy. Time to be a football fan. Canadian Football League, CIS football. Not such a great time if you wear the purple, Mr. Ford. Western Mustangs lost to Mac last week, and I know that hurts, that stinks. I didn't want to show you the highlights, but I did want to bring this up because Craig Butler, of course, was a former Mustang. His teammate Mike Daly, a former Marauder. They had a bet, and this week Butler had to wear Mike Daly's Marauder colors. That's almost sacrilege, is it not?
It really is. We'll let the Marauders have that one, and we'll see you in the playoffs.
Ricky Ray over the top. That CIS season kicking into gear. March towards the Vanier Cup.
I'll give kudos to my buddies at McMaster, Steph Potasic, head coach, D coordinator, Greg Knox, the rest of that coaching staff for the win. But I will say that my beloved Mustangs did rebound last night with a 61-20 victory over Wilfrid Laurier. So all is well in London, Ontario.
So Craig Butler can go back to wearing the purple again. This game is become very interesting. There he is, the former Mustang, former rider. Craig Butler was one of the hardest hitters in the Canadian Football League.
Well, a guy with just a nose for the football, and he's another one of those guys that you classify as just a football player. Not the fastest guy, not the strongest guy, not the biggest guy. He's not going to wow you with his testing, but man, can he play.
Second and inches. So the drive will stay alive here for Ricky Ray. Scott Milanovich knows only too well about what his future Hall of Famer could do, and this time ball games. Kent Austin also knows, and every cat yesterday we talked about keeping Ricky Ray on the sideline, not giving him the football. This is not what you want here in the fourth. There's Ray. Can't find Mike Bradwell. We talked about CIS. It's high school football time across the country, and earlier today, a couple of local schools had a chance. St. Roch Catholic Secondary and Thomas Aquinas getting a chance to play in Rogers Center today in St. Roch. 4-0.
Near and dear to my heart, little Peel Region High School football, my former league.
Look at this play. How about that? Hey, you're on Wendy's Friday Night Football, young man.
And a league which, by the way, has produced at least one first-round pick in each of the last 6 CFL drafts.
Ray ringing it out. Penalty flag. He may have been over the line of scrimmage when he threw that football. Ricky Ray was in all kinds of trouble. May have also been a hold here.
Holding Toronto, number 57. Penalties decline. We got third down.
So a battle of field position now. Swayze Waters has been so adept at angling kicks. Last time they played, had 2 coffin corner kicks. This one out of bounds, but
that'll be a flag.
That'll be a flag. It flew out between the 20-yard lines. And good field position for the Ticats. One of the few blemishes for Swayze Waters, really, this season.
Illegal punt out of bounds. Toronto, number 34. We'll go up 10 yards from where it went out. First down.
He's had an all-star season.
The overall numbers on Swayze Waters, averaging 49 yards a punt. Hammering hammering his kickoffs over 65 yards and near perfect on field goals from beyond the 40.
And the Argos mix up their front here. Look at all the motion. Penalty flag. Wobbly football. Looked like it might have been batted. Both sides playing that hand, 40, that so much motion at the line of scrimmage.
All designed to try and create confusion in the blocking scheme. Because typically any protection, even run blocking scheme, depends on some kind of account and identifying location of players.
Offside. Hamilton, number 11. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
If you can have that in flux as the ball is snapped, can put a lot of pressure on the offensive line.
There's the dance class.
See everybody kind of hit the line moving, coming from different directions. Could force you to just go with a solid protection, a 30 pass pro kind of protection where you just close down the inside gaps.
First and 15. Polaris trying to escape. Tucks it. And then is hammered on the sideline by Greg Jones. Unable to hook slide there in a vulnerable position, a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Greg Jones, a Michigan State product, former All Big Ten performer, New York Giants draft pick, Super Bowl winner, in fact, with the Giants.
21-17 win over the New England Patriots. So played at Jacksonville. Polaris deep drive. And the CO Prime. I know you love this stuff. Seeing a guy like Carl Olivier Prime getting some prime time. Big fullback. Rumbles close to a first down.
Yeah, he's starting off right behind that goalpost beside his quarterback, Zach Collaros. You see the protection, block him, count, and let him go. Prime, a guy who was recruited out of prep school. Quebec native who went to prep school in New England. Recruited out of prep school as a fullback, but moved to linebacker when he got to Wagner University. So he was a 4-year starter at linebacker. Came into camp last year with the Tiger Cats as a linebacker after a tryout with the Indianapolis Colts. Just based on the roster numbers, depth at various positions, needs at others. Gets moved back to the offensive side of the ball here in his 2nd year and actually finds himself getting some touches in recent weeks.
3rd down and inches. Polaris behind center. Lunging forward. Will get the first down. Time ticking away here. 7 minutes to go, 4th quarter. 10-point game.
You see pretty good push to get that first down, but imagine it's a time on the clock. The Hamilton Tiger Cats would like to be able to use that run game a little bit and keep the clock running. But again, without their starting running back, Moses Madu.
5 receivers out, and Polaris takes off. Up near the 49-yard line, will be shy 3 yards. And again, another late penalty flag. Might be another objectionable conduct call here.
Looked like there's jawing.
Unnecessary roughness, Toronto, number 41. That 15-yard penalty will be applied at the end of the play. First down.
What a boxing match this has become. Back and forth. Body blows. Some not so clean blows.
Keep an eye near the top of the screen. Shea Emery after the block by Luke Tasker. Stuck the feet up to trip him up.
Polaris lets it fly. Facing some pressure. Vincent Agnew got to him. Incomplete pass. 2nd down now.
Vincent Agnew is going to come from depth. You see him as the stand-up guy towards the top right corner of your screen. He ends up free, forcing that quick throw from Collaros, trying to set up a receiver screen to Sinkfield.
Big play here in this game. 2nd and 10. Fatu's Mr. 2nd down is pushed back. That was a big stop. It'll make it 3rd down and about 2 to 3 yards, and will force the Cats into a field goal. It'll still make it a 2-possession game, but still within striking distance for the Argos.
Yeah, this is a big stop by the Argos. Fatu's that number 3 receiver. Going to make his break just before the 1st down marker, and quickly Argos coming downhill to wrap him up. Agnew supported by Suber. Thomas Miles in for Shea Emery to clean up.
So Justin Medlock. $33-yarder. Perfect inside the 40 this year. Stays that way. Big kick. 13-point lead again. Under 5 to go at Rogers Center. Wendy's Friday Night Football will continue. CFL on TSN is brought to you by Wendy's. New barbecue pulled pork poutine available for a limited time. Wendy's, now that's better. Wendy's Friday Night Football. Are we in for a finish here? The Argos have to find a way to score. Coming back to the football is John Childs. He's making some significant contributions. His first game back in a while.
There's Childs working against one of the best corners in the business in Delvin Breaux. Little stumble on the break from the corner. Allows Childs to catch that ball in front of him. Pretty good numbers in his return for number 85.
Rush 4. Ray, crosser, there's Curtis Steele back, his first touch since the first half. Clock now the enemy for the Argos. Trying to extend their win streak to 3. Pull even with the Tiger Cats. These teams meet in a couple of weeks. October 25th here. A win by Hamilton. They win the season series. And pretty much would have the advantage over the Argos the rest of the way. With 2 games ahead. Look out, Ricky Ray avoids trouble. Still in trouble. Jason Barnes can't come back to it. This ferocious rush from the Cats has been a storyline.
Well, it's all about the trench right now.
Toronto.
As you know, Toronto's in passing mode. They need time for plays to develop to try and push the ball down the field. You're going to see Hamilton not in a full prevent defense, but they're only going to rush 4 guys. Toronto's going to empty out their backfield to try and get some receivers in the play. So, I mean, you're going to see the 4 Hamilton defensive linemen going against the 5 Toronto offensive linemen, and that's where these plays are going to be decided.
Right now, those 4 linemen are winning a lot of those plays. What a night for Eric Norwood. So the Argos had brought Swayze Waters out. On 3rd down, why not? Down 13, they're going for it. Pretty much ball game here if they miss. Would field in great field position. Jason Barnes and Robert Gill Ricky Ray. There it is. First down. Big play. Barnes. Clutch play. Heart still beating.
Getting the look they wanted. Barnes going to start off from that wideout spot. Push deep, make sure he gets that first down depth. He's got it. There he makes his break. Ticats laying off just a little too much there.
Here comes the rush now. Pump fake. Ricky Ray, far sideline. Was in all kinds of trouble. To do up his shoelace here.
A lot of big bodies ended up in Ricky Ray's face here. Both in white jerseys and blue jerseys. As the traffic there, you see Jeff Keeping stumbling into the quarterback. Ricky Ray elects to just chuck it away, knowing he's playing 3-down football. He's got 2 more shots here.
Last play before the 3-minute warning. Argos have to find a way to score. Prevent again for the Caps. Curtis Steele over the top. He's got some room. Steele hanging on down inside the 25-yard line, taking us to the 3-minute warning here in Toronto tonight. And once again, a flag flies after the play.
Legal contact on a receiver. Hamilton, number 44. Penalty declined. This play results in a first down, and we're at the 3-minute warning.
3 minutes to go, 2:45 on the clock. Ray and the Argos down 13. Hamilton looking to make it 5 straight wins. First time since 1998. Hey, Jason. Week 6. The NFL season continues Sunday night. Giants head to Philly, take on the Eagles. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN. Under 3 to go. And this Flagapalooza tonight. 35 penalties. Ray to Steele. The 35 penalties tie a single team season high. Toronto single team season high with 20 penalties, 168 yards. 2.5 to go.
And yet somehow, despite all those penalties, they remain in this ballgame, pressing right now.
Key down again, 2nd and 3. Wide open, far side. And close to the 1-yard line is Anthony Woodson. Filled in for Andre Dury, who's gone for the season. Last week had a breakout game, and this is his first touch. It couldn't come at a better time here tonight for the Argos.
Yeah, it's just going to be a quick flat route for Woodson. Again, you see only 2 defenders there. Nobody gets out with him.
For the first time this season, a Toronto Argonaut quarterback has scored. We'll have to wait and see, though, because of penalty.
What?
Telling you they should get those things sponsored.
Offside. Hamilton defensive line. Penalties declined. Play results in a touchdown.
Touchdown. And suddenly, the Toronto Argonauts, again, are within striking distance.
See that hand lined up just slightly offside. That's the flag, but no matter. Ricky Ray fights his way off tackle to get in.
Plenty of time left. Hamilton clinging. What has been a wild game between penalties. So the Argos keep pace here.
Should.
And now we'll call on their defense for Ken Austin. Time to use up the clock. Try to secure this 5th straight win. Should they win, Dwayne? This is a team that began 1-5. Would be the greatest turnaround if they are able to finish the season above 500, the greatest turnaround since 1986. And isn't that ironic or coincidental that we talk about that on the week that the Canadian Football League lost Al Bruno, who was the coach of that Hamilton Tiger Cat team back in 1986. Great man, great coach. Here's the current coach, Ken Austin. Took his team to the Grey Cup game last November. Team that is really seeming to hit its stride right now. So the Argos, will they boot it deep? Will they kick it short? They have plenty of time to boot it deep and let their defense hold fort. Yeah, they do. Sigfield protecting that football. I'm sure that was emphasized by Jeff Reinbold. Whatever you do, wrap that ball into your mitts.
Yeah. We'll take a look at the quarterback numbers to this point in the ball game. 23 of 30 for Zach Collaros. Has him up over 70%. Standard territory for Ricky Ray, both over 300 yards. Zach Collaros really making a difference with those 64 yards on the ground tonight. Combined, completing over 75% of their passes.
Well, the young guy learned well from the master, Ricky Ray, for high percentage football. Now he decides to take off with it. And Zach Collaros using his feet and going down.
Yeah, good awareness. Stay in bounds, stay away from the sideline. I'll point out, I like the decision from the Toronto Argonauts with just over 2 minutes left to kick the ball deep because there's plenty of time. Your defense gets a stop.
Timeout, Toronto.
Give yourself a chance to potentially shorten the field. You also know between Swayze Waters' ability to kick the ball as deep as he does and the fact that Hamilton puts their hands team out on the field, they're not going to get much of a return with their hands team on the field, which is going to make it an even longer field for Hamilton, potentially help you in terms of that exchange of field position if you can force the punt.
Tim Burke, Argos defensive coordinator. It's his move defensively right now. 2nd and 8. Will they go to Fantuz? Almost picked off. They were looking for Fantuz. Shea Emery right there. And now the Cats have to kick it away. And the Argos will get it back.
If you watch Shea Emery, he's right at the right side of your screen. He's anticipating exactly where the ball is going. As soon as Zach Collaros gets the snap, he's running right for that underneath route to Andy Fantuz. Beeline.
A reminder to soccer fans, Seattle-Vancouver game coming up. Sweet Creek past 10 o'clock Eastern. Now it's up to Chad Owens. High kick. Owens trying to kick it outside. Now reverses and goes down. And another penalty flag. Cats are saying this is against Toronto. So now the football goes in the hands of Ricky Ray. How many times have we said that?
During the return, illegal block, Toronto, number 47, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Argos could not pull out the win on Labor Day, losing 13-12.
Right in the middle of your screen, you see that block occur. It's going to move things back.
To the 30-yard line. 97 seconds for Ray and company. Earlier tonight went over 51,000 yards in his career. They'll recheck that. Sends him out. John Childs lunges forward. Favorable favorable spot will move the chains.
The Argos need to get ready to snap this football as soon as the sticks are moved and plays whistled back in. As Childs benefits from having Chad Owens on that side, clearing out space for him, drawing an extra defender with him, opening the window for Childs.
Here's the rush. Ray has Chad Owens. He's got it, and he's going to score. Are you kidding me? Chad Owens is going to score. Touchdown, Argos! Unbelievable! CO2 takes it 69 yards for the touchdown. With 1:14 to go.
A relatively quiet night for Owens, but the Argos get him on the matchup they want late in this ballgame. He's a middle receiver, ends up matched up against the Sam linebacker, Eric Harris. Bigger body, tough to handle Owens in all that space.
And again, another penalty flag on another convert.
Offside. Hamilton, the defensive line. A 5-yard penalty will be applied on the kickoff. 1 score point on the convert.
However, don't go anywhere. 34-33. Orlando Steinauer loses this battle. Ricky Ray with the kill shot to Chad Owens.
Yeah, they're giving Owens that whole side of the field to work with. Harris has no deep help. You got the linebacker against one of the best receivers in the Canadian Football League. A mismatch, physically speaking, 225-pound guy against a water-bug receiver, and no help over the top on the play.
Ricky Ray, another touchdown pass. The Argos' first lead comes with 1:14 to play. A week ago, the Argos hung on for a 33-32 win over Edmonton. What a turn of events here in the last 3 minutes as the Argos have scored twice to take the lead. And now it's up to their defense and it's up to the top cat offense. Sinkfield finds some room. Terrell Sinkfield around the left side. Instant field position with 1:04 to get. And the Cats bring their offense on the field and now have a chance to put it into field goal range for Justin Medlock and a chance to win it.
Again, you see that deceptive speed of Sinkfield outrunning those angles. Big hit, big run to track him down for Rosamunda. Medlock, by the way, has hit from 52 this year.
The rush, and Polaris is sacked. Jamie Robinson and company. First Argos sack of the night.
But you're going to see Jamie Robinson come from depth. He's the boundary halfback. That secondary blitz. The backside unblocked man doing the damage.
51 to go. 2nd and 10. Polaris. Low toss. Far side. Incomplete. And now the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Kent Austin, who had this game in their paws. It comes down to one play to try to keep their hopes alive. A game they had in their pocket.
Well, a game that they led.
For almost 59 minutes.
Basically, I mean, scored on their first possession and had led ever since.
Here it is. The former Argo. Polaris. Ball snap. Look out now. And Polaris is down. Unbelievable. Only in the Canadian Football League could a game turn like this.
It gets loud. You get in these situations. We saw it in Ottawa a couple weeks weeks ago, where you can be going on first sound, you may be trying to direct traffic because you're in no huddle. The center hears what he thinks is a call for the snap, and it may be some other communication happening. Back comes the ball.
In a game filled with angst and tension, penalties, wild swings, and a huge comeback. The Argos with their biggest comeback of the year. Curtis Steele, face mask call. This will move it closer to the goal line. Argos' biggest comeback was 7 down.
Major foul, face mask, Hamilton. Goes half the distance, automatic first down.
Trailed by 17. Heading to the fourth quarter, are on the verge of picking up their first win of the season, trailing after 3. Scott Milanovich said it yesterday. Must-win time for his team if they had any hopes of winning the East.
This is, for all intents and purposes, a playoff game. Everybody knew it coming in. It has lived up to its billing. Level of intensity throughout.
Crazy plays. Unpredictable. Try to strip Steele of the football. Toronto Argonauts with their finest fourth quarter of the season. Tiger Cats and Zach Collaros.
The only quarter they lost was the fourth.
Biggest play of this game may have been that fumble, that turning point fumble on that little double pitch.
Reverse.
Argos got some momentum. The Cats let them hang around, and instead of winning their 5th in a row, which looked like it was signed, sealed, and delivered, not so much. On the ground again. 23 to go. And as much as we say this one's over, crazier things have happened. And in a night like tonight, I don't know if there's a full moon out or not. It sure seems like it, doesn't it?
It sets the table perfectly because these teams meet again in less than a month.
October 25th, right here. If you're in the Southern Ontario, if you're in the Golden Horseshoe, this is where you want to be. That game could decide the East. And don't forget about the Montreal Alouettes, who play Monday against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Ricky Ray on 3rd and goal. Heaves one.
Sees time run out. He knew what he was doing.
Incredible finish. Ricky